Hi, Hamza here and welcome to this tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how to write and publish blog posts on your blog or website. And those blog posts may look something like this. So for example, if I want to read about this blog post, the title, the content, and then you have quotes, you have images within the post, you have columns. You'll have a section also for the comments on your blog. I'm basically going to show you how you can have such blog posts written by you and then published on your website with a nice featured image and also all the details that you would like to have on your blog post. So to do that, we need to have a couple of things. Like number one, you'll need the content. A content will include text, images, and videos, what you are going to actually publish on your blog. Next, you have to do some formattings on that content, like the headings, the paragraphs, adding links. Links may include like internal and external links, and you can also add a gallery of images. You can also add a featured image. You'll also need to have videos, that is if you're going to add videos, but in this case I'll show you how to embed videos from other platforms like YouTube. You have also like to add categories, and then after that we will see how we can publish, even schedule, or even edit our content. And if you accidentally publish something on your blog, I'll show you also how to delete that blog post. Then we are good to go. However, before you get to any of that point, you need user access to your website where you're actually going to be publishing that content. These user details may be provided by your host, your web designer, or whoever is the administrator of your website. So now let's dive straight in. To be able to write your blog posts, you are going to go to your website domain / at the very end of the domain add wp-admin. Once you add that, then it's going to load up and it will take you to a page where you have to provide your user details to log into the website. So in this case, I'll enter my user details as an editor who can actually write and also edit other blog posts on this website. These user details were provided by my website administrator. In this case, I created them for myself for the purposes of this tutorial. So to be able to log in, I'm going to enter in my user details. In this case, I'll enter in the username, and then I'll also enter in my password. And once I've entered those details, I log in, and boom, on successful login, you'll have your dashboard looking something like this. Now what we need to do is first to go to posts. When you hover over posts, you'll have this pop out showing all posts, add new posts, post categories, and then tags. But before we do any other thing, I want to take you to post categories. Post categories are basically how you are going to be writing your content and how you want to categorize it. For example, if you are a school, maybe you want to have a category for students, and then maybe you have a category for teachers, and maybe a category for parents. That means every time you're going to publish any content that is related to parents, you will categorize that content to parents, so that if someone visits this website or blog, they'll be in position to only read about content that is related to parents. So in this case, on our website, we have categories that are including digital spaces, coaching, and conferences. So when I come to this website and I only want to read about conferences, I'll click on conferences. For example, in coaching, we have this blog post. So going back to our website, we have already enough categories here. Now we can go to add new posts. The option of add new post is basically going to enable you to start writing your blog post. And to start writing your blog posts, like I said earlier, you should have the content already with you, or you will have to start writing the content right from here. But in this case, this is what I'm going to do for demo purposes. I'm going to come over here, just copy this text, and then come to our page. Then I add a title. Now we are going to add a paragraph that is going to talk about a couple of other things. So I just come over here, and then I'll copy this paragraph, come back here to our website, add that paragraph. Once we added that paragraph, we can add as many other paragraphs as possible. You can even, for example, when you are within the paragraph block, but once we hit enter, for example from here, it will automatically create another paragraph, and still we can also create another paragraph on top of this paragraph. For example, when I click over here, I add a block, and then I can add another paragraph, add text there, and then at the same time I can bold anything within that paragraph by highlighting and then pressing bold. And then for example, if I create another paragraph right within here, if I selected this paragraph and I want to make it left aligned, I can just click over that. In case I have a paragraph also and I want that paragraph to be like a quote, I can just copy over here, and then I can come over right here, create a new block, and that new block I'm going to get a quote. Then I'll paste there my quote, and then I can attribute whatever the source is, say Steve Jobs, and then I'll have that right within my content. And on the other hand, maybe I want to add like a photo right within my content, so I just come over here, add, and then I'll come over here, look for an image block, and then I can upload an image from somewhere on my computer by clicking on upload, and that will bring up a pop-up window right here, and then I can select from a couple of other blocks that are available. I bring this image, and then it will be now inside my blog post. On top of that, I can also add a caption for that image, comment on video. I can add another image that is coming from already my media library. I can come over to image, come to media library, and then I can select from the media library from a number of images I have there. Let me say maybe this image. Then I can select and import it into the blog post. But I advise whenever you're going to import an image, make sure you give it a title that is relevant to that content. At the same time, the alt text option basically displays whenever the image isn't able to load up. If someone is trying to access the website and the image doesn't load up, so the alt text replaces the image. Once you are done, then you select and import the image. Now we have the image in our blog post. Come over here, and then we can duplicate this blog. That means we'll have the same content on the different blogs, and on top of that we can come up here and then add a gallery, and then we can add as many images as possible to our gallery based on what we want. You can upload, like I have shown you before, you can upload as many images as you want, but now we are going to use those in the media library, so we can select this, you can select this. We have now selected all these images, and then when we create a new gallery, we can give captions to our images, and then we can say add to gallery. When we say add to gallery, then we can add more images. That is, if you didn't or you missed out an image, then we can add to gallery, and now we have a gallery that has enough pictures that we want. Then we can say insert into gallery. When we insert into gallery, automatically all the images are going to appear right here. So we can also say we want 3 columns or 4 columns. You can set that right here, but in this case I think 3 columns are better. And then we can say we want to link these images to something. For example, none means that if someone clicks on this image, it won't open up anywhere, so it will just stay as it is. But if we say media file, it means that when someone clicks on this image, it will pop up in another window to show in a bigger size. And if we say attachment page, it means it's going to open up in a new URL, and that is going to be the URL page for that specific image. In this case, I want to use the media file. And now we have added a title, we have added paragraphs, we have bolded some text, we have added a gallery, a single image, a quote, imported an image from on our computer. Now we can also add, for example, a video. So let me come over here to add a video. I'm going to duplicate this block. When I duplicate that block, I'm going to add another block up here. When I add that block, I'll say video. When I search for video, it will show up here. And then I can now upload a video from my computer or from the media library. And then I can also insert a video from URL. I prefer that you should always insert videos from a URL, because if you have a video that is linking to an external platform, it won't make your website slow down. As to if you have a video that is uploaded on your website, it will really slow down things. So you say insert from a URL. Then I'm just going to come over here to YouTube. It can be YouTube as a platform where you're going to pick up your videos from. It can be Vimeo or any other video platform. So when I'm right here, I copy the video URL. You just right click. When you are right here, you just right click, copy video URL, and then come back here, paste the video URL and say apply. Once you do that, then WordPress is going to embed that video into your WordPress content. Just know that this kind of block section in your website are not possible unless you have Gutenberg enabled for your website. Otherwise, then you'll have to use a classic editor, and you won't be having this kind of experience. Once you are done with that, now we can also add some links within our content. It is always good that whenever you're writing your content, you can link to already existing blog posts. Highlight, you say add a link, then here you'll search for a blog post that you wrote. Here they will show up. You select that post and then you apply. Now that means whenever someone is going to be reading, they'll find this link within this content, and then they can click and go to that other post that you published. Or you can simply add a line that says also read, and then you can add the title for that blog post that you're going to link to and say let me say learning yoga, and then I can highlight this, and then I can add a link, and then I can say search for that blog post that I want to link to. Then I can say okay, this, and then I apply. When I apply, it means that now it is linking to another blog post on our blog. However, if you want now to link out to a very different page on the internet, you can still just highlight here the piece of content that you want to link to a very different other blog post on the internet. So you just highlight, then you add a link, and then you go to the internet. Let me say if it is an article that you read about Facebook being down, you can just open that article right here. And so you can just copy this. We come to our blog post and then we paste that article. So here the link settings give us the possibility that when someone clicks on this link that we are embedding on our website, they will be taken into a new window. So that means we can say open in a new tab. So whenever someone clicks on this content, they will be taken onto a new window just like this. You can add as many outbound or external links to your blog posts. Once you are done now with writing your blog post, adding content, images, videos, links, and all that stuff, then now we can come over here to our document. You have to select who the author is, because it's you who logged in and it's you who is writing the blog post. Automatically here it will show you as the author. So the permalink is basically the URL that will be for your blog post. And then after the permalinks, we have a section for the categories. Here we can specify how our blog post is going to be categorized. So we can say maybe this is a guide, so it's going to be falling under digital spaces. At the same time, you can assign a single blog post to different categories on your website. Once you are done with that, we can add a featured image. So this is the image that appears before someone actually opens your blog post. This is a featured image. To add that image, you just click over here, set featured image, come either to the uploads and then upload that image from your computer, or if you already have the images uploaded, you just come over here to the media library and then select a featured image. I would advise that the featured image should be more landscape, not like this in this shape. Otherwise, this shape, which is square, it won't look really nice. I'll select another one. I think this works well. Then now we have set a featured image for our blog post. We can again delete the featured image or replace it with another one. And then we can enable comments, discussions, and all that stuff. Here we can write an introduction to our blog post. This is how it looks like. This, before someone actually opens the blog post, they'll see the blog post title, and then they will also read this intro text that basically tells them about what that blog post is all about. So you can just come over here to your blog and then you write it here, or sometimes you can just get a copy of a paragraph right here within your text. Just come over here, go to document, look up for that section, and then you paste the intro text. And then there's something called the post attributes. Here you can decide a template that you're going to be using for your blog post, but this is not so important at this case. If you have everything set up by your website admin on how posts are going to appear, you don't have to set up anything here. Once you are done with all this here, all that you need now to do is basically to save a draft. When you save a draft, your blog post is unpublished, and then we can also preview our content on our website. Once our draft is saved, we can now preview. Basically, the preview is giving you how actually your blog post is going to appear like once you have it published. And boom, this is how our blog post is looking like. The featured image, the meta text, and then the first paragraph, then the internal link right here, and then another internal link, and then our images that are actually linked to media. This is what I told you: when someone clicks on any of the images, they'll be in position to see a bigger portion of that image. This is the article that we linked to Independent. When someone clicks now on this link, it will open them in a new window, which is this. So that means actually your website will stay open. And then we also have our video here within our blog post, and then we have our bolded text here. Then we have another image, which is a single image, not a gallery. And then we have our left aligned text here. Then we have our quoted text here. We also have our image that we uploaded from our computer, and then we have our very last paragraph. Now we can come over up here, and then we can decide on how we are going to publish our content. Do we want our content to be published immediately? Do we want to schedule our content? Do we want to back schedule our content? Here we can set the visibility. We can say it is visible to everyone. We can say it is private. It will be only visible to site admins and editors. This basically translates that you can have a blog post, but only accessible to website admins and other website users. And then we can also password protect our blog post once we publish it. So in this case, we want it to be public. And then we can say publish. When we say publish here, that means that our blog post will be published on this date that we have scheduled it, and then it will be available to the public. I'll just say publish. Once your blog post is published, you'll see it under any of the categories here that you categorized that blog post to appear on. However, if you're not happy with your blog post, maybe you want to change something, you can basically just come over here. There is something called posts. And when I come to posts, here I'll see the post that is scheduled or a post that is in draft. If it is in draft, it will show up here, but in this case, this post is scheduled. In this case, I want to edit this post, so I'll just come over here to edit. When I say edit, it will take me back to the editing page where I was, and I can simply change things here, maybe in the images, maybe in the text, maybe deleting some content. For example, if I don't want this paragraph right here, I can just select the paragraph and then come here and I say remove block, and then I'll simply update. When I update, that means it will update my blog post, and then the changes will effect. I can now click here on view post and I see the changes I made. Now we no longer have that other paragraph right here. The very last option I didn't show you, we can trash. When you trash an article, for example, let me say trash this article, it means that this article will go to the bin but not deleted. If we want to delete it permanently, we just come here to the trash app, and then we can say delete permanently. However, if we are not happy with the action we took earlier on, we can say restore the blog post, and then it will go back into our blog post lists. All these blog posts are being either written by me or submitted by other writers. In this case, my name is Hamza. This is my account, and my blog posts are appearing here in my name. But this is another editor who was writing this piece of content, and that means that if you are the editor, you'll be in position to see whoever has written blog posts and their names right here, and to which category is that blog posts. And then you are also in position to see when the blog posts were published, or even if there are any blog posts that are scheduled and all that stuff. In this case, it looks like our scheduled blog post has been published 1 minute ago. Once you are done writing and publishing your blog posts, what you need now to do is simply to log out of your website. Basically, you just have to come over up here, hover over your name, and then say log out. then you will have logged out of your website. To visit the homepage, you basically enter your domain, and then you can also go and check out also new other blog posts that you already published and shared. So that way, other people won't be in position to get into your website or even make changes on your website when you haven't logged out. So guys, that's how you can write, schedule, edit, publish, or even delete blog posts in WordPress. I hope this tutorial brought you value and that now you're in position to log in and submit blog posts to your website and have them published. If there are any questions, let me know in the comment box below. Thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you don't miss out on new content when I push it out. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.